Coming to you from the studios at the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66, it's the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
Rock and roll Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock your city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best here around.
Hey, everybody, it's Ray the Roadie.
And this is Hollywood Mike wishing everybody a happy Bourbon Wednesday, Ray. We got a Bourbon Wednesday.
Oh, we do have a Bourbon Wednesday. We do. Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, I'd like to wish, I'd like to wish everybody, I think about the time this is coming out, it's going to be around Cinco de Mayo time.
Is it really? Okay.
Somewhere around there. So is it Cinco de Mayo? Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to.
We'll have to find out. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, we do these in advance.
Yeah,
people got to understand.
Well, we might, just in case, we might have to do a tequila too, just to cover all bases.
We can cover bases, but yes, it is Bourbon Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. If anybody would like to meet Ray the Roadie and Hollywood Mike in person on Wednesdays, we're right next door at our friends after the podcast.
Yeah, there's a place next door
enjoying some nice bourbons.
Who doesn't taking us any sponsorships, so we're not going to give their name.
Yeah, we're not going to say anything, but they do have some mighty fine bourbons.
But they do have good
because
bourbons.
Of the two of us.
That's right.
We walked in there the first time. There was Jim Beam behind the bar.
That was it. That was it.
If we're going to continue to come to this place every Wednesday, you got to up the bourbon game.
We must, and they did,
and they did.
And good for them.
They got a relationship with Buffalo Trace. And
then Wednesday's burger night.
Yeah.
They got a special on burgers. So people want to come and grab a burger before they come and see us. And, we do, for a nominal fee, we will give you an autograph.
Yeah. So. Yeah. That means we have to pay them.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's where I was going with that. Yeah, for sure.
That's exactly right. Now I'm just going to stick with the bourbon. Red meat, that stuff will kill you.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. So who we got in the studio tonight?
Well, tonight we got the Southtown Soul and Groove. Vince and George. How you guys doing?
Man, that
doing great.
Hey,
great.
That sounds like 70s sexy, doesn't it?
70, yeah.
Like we should say Barry White.
Barry White. I was just
Southtown Soul
You'll never find.
No, that's Lou Rawls.
That's Lou. No, but still, same stuff. Same stuff.
Oh, so how you guys doing, man? How you doing tonight?
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming out.
Absolute pleasure.
Awesome.
Absolute pleasure. I walked in the door and realized that I already know Vince. Mm-hmm. Vince is owner and proprietor of Smoky Joe's, right? Out there in Crete.
Beautiful downtown Crete,
Illinois. Yeah, Cadillac Groovers played there. And we played his daughter's wedding.
Yes, that's what I heard.
Yeah, and he came up and he rapped. He rapped.
What the wedding gifts?
No, rapped like
like
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'd be beatbox. But yeah, he came up and it was the first time.
Am I doing anything right
that
tonight?
Cadillac Groove. You're showing your age. Maybe we shouldn't have any bourbon.
Maybe you're right.
Well, so while we're on this wedding thing, my band back in the 70s played Vince's wedding.
No way, really?
Yep.
Wow.
And what band was that in the 70s?
It was called the Step Brothers back then. Yep, back in the 70s.
But that makes sense. You have to hire a band called Step Brothers to play your,
That's right.
I guess you don't have to, though, because
you don't have to. But people don't even have bands at their weddings anymore.
Yeah. No. They don't. They absolutely don't, and it's terrible.
Some do.
Yeah. Some do when it's Cadillac Groove, we do.
That's right.
But my other daughter got married and had I hate to admit it, a DJ.
Oh, no.
She had one of them, I should say.
Yeah.
Broke my heart.
Yeah. But they're artists in their own right.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
Oh, yeah.
DJs are artists, and they put up with a lot of shit, just like just like sound engineers and bands do. Let's put it that way.
As long as they show up with good quality speakers.
Yes.
I hate when you see them, they come out and they got the old Shure Vocal Master from the 1960s. Nothing against those, but yeah.
Nothing against those back in the 60s, but it's 2024 and you might need to service those a little bit or upgrade your stuff. So tell us a little bit about this band. How'd this all come about? This is going to be very interesting to me, I think.
Well, like I said, I was in the business, years ago. Then I kind of got out of it about 1980 and went into healthcare, and I retired recently from that. But about 2000. Oh,
not to interrupt you. First of all, tell everybody who you are. They can hear this voice.
I'm George Einhorn. I guess I'm the co-leader with Vince, and I'm the drummer and do some vocals as well.
Okay.
So, 2019. Yeah. Let me interrupt you. This is Vince. So I want to, when you ask who's what and how it started, I kind of liken George to the Andy Griffith of the project. That makes me the Barney Fife of the project. So go ahead. that mean I do all the work? Is something like
the
that?
brain work.
Yeah.
Well, so 2019, I was getting ready to retire and kind of see what I'm going to do, recently. And I used to go to Vince's place all the time and see him and everything. And, he always talked about, well, I got a couple horn players in my band, but I'd really like to maybe get something else going. So I had this idea to start this soul, rhythm, and blues band. And then COVID hit, right? And so 2020, that went by the wayside. And so finally in 21, we started to work in his basement. Okay, so we brought some players in. How do you find 12 players or 6 horn players, that are going to be steady and that are going to be good? And so we started in his basement in the end of 2021, December. And then it kind of got morphed into more players coming in and find some steady people. And the next thing you know, we outgrew his basement. So we started actually rehearsing at Smokey Joe's. So we're kind of doing a Monday night like rehearsal band, So it was kind of interesting for the crowd because they can kind of see what it goes into putting a band together. But it was a real challenge. And then Vince, I'll let you take it from there a little bit.
Yeah, well, when we were doing the fourth take on Mustang Sally trying to get a horn part right, we figured, well, maybe the diners aren't quite digging it as much as it could be. It was actually a great concept. People got to come out, see how much work actually goes into putting a band together. And for the most part, it worked out real good, but we had to bail out of that situation just because we were trying to fine tune some of the parts. And like I say, when you go through a part and you're playing it for the 4th time, 5th time, somebody eating their cheeseburger pizza's like, yeah, okay, you got another song there, buddy. You got something else in the frying pan here. So then we brought it over to the guitar player's basement and,
bigger spot, so we could accommodate everybody. But then, and all the horn, 6 horn players, we have 2 trumpets, we have a trombone, we have alto, tenor, and baritone saxophone, and all those parts are written out. So, that's kind of like he talks about being the Andy Griffith, but I'm the one that handles all the arrangements. And so with luckily I have a good contact in New York that can get me a lot of these horn parts that are already scored for 6 horns. Cause it's kind of difficult otherwise.
A little bit. Yeah. We have enough trouble with 4.
They've got a lot of guys in their band.
They do. They have a lot of guys.
You know what I'm going to ask them?
What, are they overcompensating for something?
No.
No?
Do you have a glockenspiel?
Oh, boy. There he goes, everybody. He's on an eternal quest to find a band with a glockenspiel.
I think we have a glockenspiel setting on the keyboard.
Right.
No, it has to be a glockenspiel. It has to be a glockenspiel.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to find a band with a glockenspiel. Hopefully somebody's listening to this podcast and they show up at a glockenspiel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, no, to interject there, I know what you're talking about because my own band, we rehearse in someone's establishment, the place called the Studio, right? And she's not open at 5:00 on like Mondays and stuff. She opens up later on Mondays. It's kind of, she reserves it kind of like the industry night. I guess everybody kind of has a night they reserve as an industry night. And she opens up the doors for us and she's got a full stage and back line and PA and the whole bit there. All we have to do is show up with our guitars. Keyboard player doesn't even have to bring a keyboard. She's got one and everything in the corner. Drum set's always there. And we tell everybody, we say, hey, you are about to hear a band rehearse. Okay, this is not paid entertainment. This is, okay, you're not here to jump up and down and dance. You can if you want, but you're going to hear us play the same song like over and over again. We're trying to learn this stuff. And they're like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. We would never, ever do anything to them like play Mustang Sally.
Well, I was taking a little bit of artistic
for effect, right?
I was taking a little artistic liberty there, but it went over good. In fact, this coming Monday, which you say this is, this podcast is kicked out later on, but actually this Monday we're doing a live practice there as well. Yeah,
we took the leap of getting our in-ear monitors, and so we want to have a rehearsal before the gig.
How's that going for you?
Well, we
don't know
we
yet.
spent a couple hours yesterday just learning this new board.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing, these digital boards now.
It is a major adjustment. I was, we made the switch several years ago. But we did it mainly because God, we were just tired of hauling all that shit around with us. I mean, we've got like a 15-foot trailer that's packed to begin with. I mean, the last thing we need to bring around is all these monitors. But I'll tell you what, people who've never tried it before, everybody needs to experience because it's an entirely different experience.
Oh, it was a game changer for me at Tori, my daughter's wedding.
Yeah.
That Cadillac group.
Oh, yeah,
played
that's
at.
right.
I showed up to play piano and I was going to do Brown Eyed Girl and sing it. And you guys and your keyboard player, Doc, right?
Doc, yeah.
Doc
yeah.
was gracious enough to let me sit in, use his piano. Anyway, so they go, well, we don't have monitors. You got to have a in-ear monitor. I'm like, oh, crap. And I think I had some portable ones that weren't wired. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So Doc graciously loaned me his.
Right.
I put those in. And oh my gosh, it was shocking.
Yeah.
It really was. And then, so anyway, we got through, we played the song. And then of course I did the infamous rap song with, Cadillac Groove, brought him up into the, I think that was a 1980s rap song. So we didn't quite get into the new millennial, but
What was it? Was it,
Bust a Move.
yes, it was. It was Bust a Move.
Bust a Move. So, it was very shocking to hear myself with those headphones, and so
Yeah.
it's,
And I'll tell you what, I think Doc is partially deaf because when we did have, monitors on the floor, if I walked over to where he was standing, the sound coming through that monitor was just ear bleeding. And he would always say, I can't hear myself. It's like, you've got to be deaf. So I can only imagine what it was like hearing, going.
Well, that's one of the reasons why we did it too, because the stage volume was just not tolerable anymore.
Right.
So
Right.
we're looking forward to that.
we have 5 wedges out there and stuff, but anyway, the band's coming along. We're starting to get some gigs booked, and of course, we're looking with a 12-piece band. We're not really playing. You can't play bars. There's not too many bars or venues that can afford a 12-piece band. In fact, Smokey Joe's can't even afford it. Yeah. So I play for nothing. George doesn't take a check. Joe, the organ player, doesn't. Mike, the singer, doesn't. We donate it to the rest of the guys.
Right.
But we got some gigs coming up. It's starting to look pretty promising. We're going to all quit our day jobs and join the rock and roll band and just ride off into Hollywood.
So what it's all about.
They should be calling any minute now. I think
second.
and make that movie, that big documentary about us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's, us two, let's all hold our breath. See what happens.
See who gives in first, right?
Yeah. So when you guys get together and rehearse, do all 12 of you get together, or do you have like some guys?
It's typically we have probably average 11.
Okay.
And usually we rehearse on Monday nights, and I got one alto sax player that is he's a therapist.
So do you have 3 saxophone players?
Yeah.
So you got an alto, tenor, and a bari.
Mm-hmm. And they double. They could,
Sure, of course. Yeah. Who? Let's talk about them. Who are these guys? Who are your saxophone players?
Okay, I've got Derek Hindeleiter is our alto sax player. He plays all of them.
Sure.
But he's actually a 20-year veteran of the United States Air Force Band.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
so a great player. And then Chad Taylor is playing tenor for us, but he plays them all as well. He even plays bassoon.
Yeah.
But
not a glockenspiel.
I know.
Not a glockenspiel,
And Chad has actually filled in for Cadillac Groove on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, Chad's a great player. And then on baritone sax, Doug Horn.
Okay.
Doug Horn. He's got his own. He's got a big band too. He's got the Rhythm Makers Orchestra.
Okay.
To play a lot, it's kind of big band stuff. But so those are the saxophone players. And then right now on lead trumpet we have Chuck Orsiro. Mm-hmm. And then really probably the youngest player in the group. He's 23 years old. His name's Grant Nicholas. Got him out of Olivet University Medical Music Program.
Yeah.
And he's working now. He's graduated, but he plays with us. And then
he beat me out of the youngest band member. Right. I'm just 26, so he got me by 3 years.
We always say he brings the average age of the group down about 25 years.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. And then trombone, John Barbish is our trombone player.
Okay.
So that's the 6 horns.
And you have and who would you call like the section leader? Is there one guy?
Probably Chad.
Okay.
Yeah, probably Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of keeps them keeps them going.
Saxophone player, bassoon player. He and I are friends on Facebook, and I'm fascinated by the pictures of him because he's pretty well known as a guy to send your bassoon to have it repaired.
Yeah, he's a repair guy.
Yeah, he's a bassoon repair guy.
Yeah, and in fact, there's very few of those around.
Yeah.
And he's the guy. Yeah, but we haven't worked the bassoon into the act.
Oh,
yet.
you have to.
We will.
You have to. As our guitar player Scott Evans calls it, the farting bedpost.
Yeah. Well, I think I've got a bit for him for clarinet, so he's going to work the clarinet in, but we haven't done that yet. Yeah.
I can just see it. And on bassoon. I mean, you've never heard that before. And on bassoon, we have,
I think we just call it the farting bedpost.
Yeah, there you go.
It's the farting bedpost. Yeah. Okay, that's great. Wow, that's pretty
And then
cool.
on lead vocals, we have Mike Vittori. On bass guitar, Jake Scampini. And on guitar, we have Chris Scampini, his father. And George is the infamous brainchild of this band on drums. And I'm playing piano, Vince Scrimeni, and then Joe Gardner playing organ. So we got quite a bit covered.
Mike Vittori not playing drums, huh?
He plays a couple. I come out front on a couple, and then he comes back and plays drums. So we use those talents, with the midlife crisis guy, right?
Yeah, he's kind of like Carlo Isabelli.
Yeah, right.
He's with midlife crisis. He plays with Frank Rossi.
Mr. Lucky. He does all of them.
Well, I mean that's all tied together because Mr. Lucky is Kevin's band, who's our Barry player, saxophone player. Yeah, so I mean it's just one big giant incestuous group of.
And we also do a song. Who is the song that he plays quite a bit of cowbell on?
Oh, we do Booker T and MG Soul Limbo.
Soul Limbo. So Mike gets the chance to get the percussion going with the cowbell, a very active cowbell. Yeah.
Every once in a while you get even the horn players a rest, so you do a rhythm section only.
Right. That's right. So you play piano, but then you also have a guy that's a dedicated organist.
Yep.
Wow. So that's the 12. One guitarist or two?
One
guitarist. Yeah. But that's unique as well.
Yeah.
So 6-piece horn section, piano and organ.
And the other keyboard player also plays trombone too.
Wow. So it's like Billy Joel's band.
Yeah.
Last time I saw Billy Joel, that's what it was. I mean, he was on piano and he had an organ player and he had all of his horns and it was just incredible.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got Carl Fisher playing trumpet, I think, and in that band. Yeah, he's got a really great band.
Yeah. So I guess back to my original question about the whole horn section. Are they holding, like session rehearsals, just them, or is everybody coming together and doing this all at one time?
They haven't been. We've been just pretty much doing it all the time. I'm trying to, in perfect world, I'd love to bring them all together and pay them. But and then a lot of them do other jobs as well, work with other bands or have other gigs as well. So we try to do at least one rehearsal a month,
right?
And we bring everybody together. But I put the music together, I get it all sent out to them in advance and say, here's what we're going to do, and then we take notes at every gig and we say, here's what we got to go over. Here's what we can do better, and then that's how it goes. And then it's coming along. We've got we got our website going, we got our Facebook page going. We got some videos and audios on those places, on both those places. So it's coming along.
And I can say this: when the horns are on, which is usually all the time, it is absolutely powerful.
Right.
It's phenomenal.
It is.
The arrangements are just rock solid, and but they're just absolutely powerful.
And there's not a lot of bands like ours, right? In this area. I can think of there's a couple of them, and ironically, they all have the word groove in their name. Oops. But that's okay. But I mean, but that's all right.
No, the Dancing Noodles don't have groove.
But they don't have I mean, they don't have a 6-piece horn section.
Not a 6-piece, yeah. 4, the brass holes.
Yeah, that's true. The brass holes.
Brass holes.
Yeah. The brass holes. Yeah. Yeah. We call our guys the 4 hornsmen of the Funkpocalypse.
Yep, see?
Yeah.
Well,
They all got a name.
So now their 6 guys are going to be like, you know what? We need a name.
We need a name. Call us something, damn it.
Yeah.
we could have done it with less horns, but we figured we're going to do this. We're going all out, and just something about that sound, And then luckily, I have have access to all the arrangements for 6.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever taken a gig with less than 12 people just because?
We took a gig once with 5 because the one person trombone player wasn't available or something. So we went ahead and did it with 5.
But you prefer to be, full band all the time.
Oh, yeah.
There's no like abbreviated version of your band at all. Yeah. Yeah, because it's not the same band.
It's not the same band.
Yeah, we've experienced the same thing. It's not the same band. It's either get the whole band, maybe minus 1, okay, or you don't get the band. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, I think originally we talked about 5 horns, 2 trumpets, 3 saxes, kind of tower power instrumentation.
Right.
But then of course their one trumpet doubles on trombone. But then we got one of our colleagues at John Barbish that worked with Vince, and he wanted to join, so he said we're going for 6.
Yeah,
yeah. And he also drops off and does harmonica on a couple songs, and he adds some vocals in. Cool. Very animated, great asset to the band.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we need to put together our own little show. Like, Chicago and Earth, Wind and Fire go on tour. We need to do that, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Let's go.
Stage is already set up. All we got to do is add a couple microphones.
That's right. That's right.
It seems like we share a couple of the horn players. So what the hell?
Yeah.
We're going to economize right there. We're going to save money. We'll be like Chuck Berry, just got the little house band going.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Wow, interesting. So who comes up with your set list and picks the music?
That's
and the
me.
whole bit? It's all you, huh?
That's me. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what we're doing. And that's it.
Pretty much. I mean, you got to have somebody that kind of controls it. Otherwise, you know how it is. If you don't, it'd be all over the place. Now, people give suggestions and that, but we're trying to, kind of keep a certain genre too. Occasionally we'll go, like the last couple of weeks in September, we do one Jimmy Buffett song as a tribute to him, because he died. Okay. So, but typically it's mostly soul, rhythm and blues, Eddie Floyd, Wilson Pickett, Tom Jones, Joe Cocker, Tower Power, James Brown, that kind of stuff.
Eddie Floyd.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I looked at your promo video and stuff as you guys were going through all the different types of music.
Yeah.
A lot of overlap between, what we do with and I absolutely love. I love this sound that you guys had though, because you guys have a little bit more of like a Motown or Stax kind of a sound to you. Whereas I think Cadillac Groove goes into a little bit more of like a Southern rock, like when Skinner toured with a horn section. We have a little bit more sound like that, but I love that Chicago. I guess it's a Chicago sound that you guys have. And when you guys play those Blues Brothers numbers to have all of those horns, my God, it sounded like I was listening to the movie.
It's kind of funny because, with Mike Vittori, when he's singing out front, he said, when we usually open with Can't Turn You Loose, that Blues Brothers opener thing.
Right.
And he said he gets to watch the people's eyes and they just go like this when they see that, and hear that. And it's true. It's you can't hear it all the time.
Yeah. So who's the ham? Every band has one guy that's just like, okay.
He's giving me the eye. Yeah.
Probably him and Barbish, right?
Yeah. Yeah. When I play with my other band, the world famous Smokin' Joe's, which that one's no longer going, but it's always animated. Getting into it. George has insisted that we wear, when we play these gigs, we're wearing a jacket of some sort, a collared sport jacket. Well, of course, I go out and get the Liberace sequence jacket because, it can't be anything normal. God forbid I put patches on the elbows and show up with my pipe or something. But, so that, and when we do a James Brown song, that one of the couple songs that I sing, Digging on James Brown. I got a wireless mic. I go out in the audience and I'm interacting, doing some of that, learning from, I don't know, what's that guy's name from Cadillac Groove? Mike. Yeah.
No, who's that guy? I don't know.
But anyway, so I go out and do a lot of that. But and then John Barbish, a very animated.
He's very good at twirling his trombone, believe it or not.
One of our elder statesmen,
Yeah.
but one of our elder statesmen, but he in the band, but he is absolutely animated. He's dancing around. He's spinning the trombone, like George said. He's when he plays the harp, he gets on that thing, and you're like, "What the hell? How old is this guy?" And I mean, he's just very animated.
Yeah.
And super talented.
Yeah, and you knows it too. As you get more comfortable with each other, like the horn players, they're starting to put moves in now. To the song. Nothing super strict yet, but it's coming along.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Yeah. Well, the shtick develops as you
That's right.
as you play. Yeah, that's right. And it happens so naturally that people think it's rehearsed, but no, it isn't. That's just us, being us.
That's it. It's right. It feels much better when it's just not unrehearsed.
Right. Right. I'm asking these kind of questions because it's very rare that we have somebody on the podcast where they've got this many people on stage. You've got a lot of moving parts and a lot of moving pieces in the whole bit. You've got one person that you would consider to be your lead singer. That's
Mike. Mike Vittori.
Right?
Yeah.
Mike.
So would you also consider him to be the front man, or is he more like kind of the guy that kind of sits in the background and just provides the vocals?
No, he would be the front man, but like Vince, Vince will take the lead sometimes, and for interacting with the crowd and announcing tunes and that sort of stuff. But Mike's the front man.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And who's the person that always, I guess, surprises you during a performance where everybody turns and goes, "Holy shit! I can't believe he just did that!" And it's
I think it's probably the Mike. Chris, the guitar player, his guitar solos. They're always waving their hats at him to try to cool him down because it's pretty hot.
Right.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Rock and Roll Chicago Podcast.
I'm Christy from Crime Cave Podcast. I've had a huge interest in true crime since my days of watching marathons of Snapped back in the mid-90s. I needed an outlet to talk about the cases that have haunted me for a very long time. With each episode under 20 minutes, I shine a light on some of the most bizarre cases in the last 50 years. Join me in the Crime Cave.
Hi, I'm Rick Anthony. I'd like to thank my radio brothers, Ray the Roadie and Hollywood Mike, for allowing me to tell you about my podcast, the Someone You Should Know podcast. We spotlight musicians, authors, and interesting people, and we like to say we're making a difference one artist at a time. The podcast is heard twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays, and you can check it out on your favorite streaming platforms and on the web at someoneyoushouldknowpodcast.com. That's the Someone You Should Know podcast with me, Rick Anthony. Making a difference, one artist at a time.
So how did this all come about? So when you first started, you talk about this is your dream. You always wanted to do this. Was Vince your first phone call?
Vince was my first. Well, I don't think it was a phone call. I think it was a meeting because I live really close to Smokey Joe's, and he's there a lot. Right.
As long as I was the first. When
he was the first.
For a second, I thought, oh my gosh.
No, he was the first.
I'm an afterthought.
No, he was the first. And
again.
And we probably couldn't have done it without him because he owns the venue.
Because he has the place.
He has the venue. So, hey, there's your talent compensator right there.
That's right. All things being the same, we're going to pick the guitar player with the band.
That's it.
Yeah. But he really wanted to do it. So that was the main thing. He really wanted to do it.
And we have similar tastes in the music. I think everybody in the band is really loving the music selection, the genre that we're doing. It's just so much fun. And, even we notice with the audiences, all ages seem to relate to the songs. Even we're doing a couple of Tom Jones songs, but they're all orchestrated out and they're just so flippin' powerful. And everybody seems to, because they're upbeat songs, everybody's really digging it. They're really having fun. And of course, as you guys know, being musicians, when the crowd's into it, it lights a fire. It just gets everything going. The ball just keeps rolling.
Yeah. Poor Tom Jones. Everybody makes fun of Tom Jones. Oh, Tom Jones. And there's all kinds of videos out on the internet right now just making fun of Tom Jones. But what an entertainer. And I bet you anytime you play one of those Tom Jones songs, it's like everybody just kind of goes nuts.
Yeah, they don't realize that they did some of these songs. So like we'll do Venus. So that was Shocking Blue, or we'll do a Kiss. That was Prince.
Yeah, right.
So we do those, and I remember I first got exposed to him really big time. I was in Las Vegas with a friend of mine, and he took his mom and he wanted to get her front row at I can't remember which hotel it was, but it got us in the front row for Tom Jones, and he had a 5-piece horn section. Yeah. And it just blew me away.
Yeah. Right.
So, and that's the kind of arrangements we have of his.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And his songs, the songs that we're doing when I'm kind of like the stepchild of the band. I'm the only one that doesn't read music. I mean, if it says George is always coming out with the music and he's going, here, take this sheet music. And I'm looking at it. I turn it upside down. I turn it back. I go, George, doesn't make sense. But if it says, the letter A, I know what 3 notes to hit at one time, but the rest of it, I don't know. But anyway, when he hands out this music for when we do so I'm learning everything. My point is I'm learning everything from ear. Right. I just play it and just learn it. And so when I'm listening to it, the Tom Jones stuff, the bands that this guy has, oh my Lord, they are just absolute killer players. And it's just a powerful sound that he brings across. In a million years, did I ever think at this point in my career that I'd be playing Tom Jones? Somebody probably would have told me that. I go, well, I ain't playing no damn Tom Jones. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But when we play the songs, it's just so powerful.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that stuff. We talk about quite often about guys like Tom Jones and Barry Manilow. We talk about a lot. And then all those bands from what are considered to be the yacht rock genre nowadays. Fantastic bands. Fantastic bands. I've actually seen like Barry Manilow in concert, and same thing. You listen to his recordings and you're like, okay, it's piano heavy and it's kind of mellow. No, but you go there and you see him in concert and it's like, how many people are on that stage? You can't play a song like Copacabana
with a trio.
with a trio. You can't do it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's amazing the bands that these guys would put together. Cause I think they're also like, the guys that we just mentioned, 60s was like their heyday, right? And then into the 70s when it was all about that soul type kind of music, the blue-eyed soul. I mean, you can't do it without a killer band behind you. So
and they got the big budget. Tom Jones doesn't have to go out and forfeit his pay to the horn players and the guitar and bass players and play for nothing at we're going to try and book him at Smokey Joe's one time, but we'll see if we can afford that.
Yeah. Don't know if he can do it.
Yeah. He might have to give up his pay and we'll just pay the band to see how that works out.
Yeah. I don't know. You might be able to get Tom Jones for some ribs, though. I mean,
I thought he retired.
We'll pay you in ribs. I don't know. That's why he's working for ribs now. Huh?
Yeah.
He can't make too much money because it messes up his Social Security.
I thought I heard that I thought I heard he came down with some ailment.
Did he really?
And that he was retiring, wasn't performing anymore.
But there's this hilarious thing. You go home and just watch it. It's Tom Jones singing Disturbed. So the song, Down with the Sickness by Disturbed?
Yeah.
With the scream at the beginning of it. Somebody synced it up perfectly where Tom Jones opens his mouth and he does this head shaking thing. And then he goes right into this Tom Jones type kind of funky dance that goes beat for beat with Down with the Sickness by Disturbed. And it's the funniest thing you'll ever see in your life. I swear to God, you'll rewind it and watch it 10 times before you stop watching it.
That's going on the cue list. Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. It really is. So where are you guys looking to play other than Smokey Joe's?
Well, we're looking to get into some, obviously festivals because here again, 12-piece band plus sound man, we're not going to be able to, there's not too many bars that could afford to pay us. And so we're looking to do some festivals, maybe some casino work. I don't know. If we can, maybe we'll play at the, Ray gave us a nice little tour of the basement down over here. Maybe we can get in down over here and, come and make some noise down there sometime.
Yeah, shoot a music video down there. You can do all kinds of stuff down there.
I'm telling you, Hollywood's going to be calling. We get that video done. That Hollywood contract's going to be coming. They're going to want to do a documentary.
We've got a few outdoor things we've been doing. We did last year. We did South Chicago Heights. summer concert series. We're going back there this year on August 3rd.
Right.
Having us back. So I guess that's a good sign.
That's good. That's good.
And then we did Crete Country Christmas in Crete on December. That's
yeah.
You guys, you
we
guys
did that.
played that. I put you there.
We did that one. That one went over real well. Hopefully we'll be back there. And then we did.
That was in the big tent. That was, yeah. I remember that.
Big tent.
I bought a new top hat and everything for that gig. It was great. Big old feather in it. That was a fun gig. That was a lot of fun.
He looked like he worked for Santa Claus at that gig. Yeah.
And then we did Acorn Fest
in Crete.
Yeah.
So a few things coming along and
Looking at doing things like weddings and stuff like that, or
well, I don't. We've talked about it. I'm not sure if we're quite ready for a wedding right now because of the certain kind of music you have to do.
Right,
I mean,
right.
we did talk about our trombone player Johnny B. He's also a DJ.
oh, wow.
So we talked about, we could do both. We could, because we've had some people come in to see us that say, hey, we'd love to have you play our wedding.
Yeah.
And then, but, to do all the shtick and sort of stuff, we'd have the DJ.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but we did learn Sweet Caroline, so we got that down. We're ready. I think we're wedding ready. We got that song. What else do you need?
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Hokey pokey and the
the
chicken
hokey
dance.
pokey.
And,
Okay.
You know what though? All the weddings that we've done, we've never been asked to do that.
No?
I think that's over and done with. We've never had to do the chicken dance. We've never had to do the hokey pokey or the let me call you sweetheart and all that other stuff. I guess it all depends on how you approach it, because we usually tell them right off the bat is like, look, if
We don't do this.
that stuff does not come out of us.
yeah, you wouldn't believe this, but I used to do the hokey pokey all the time.
Yeah.
And then I turned myself around.
Yeah. Oh no.
Well, nowadays, if they want you, they pretty much know what you do. Right?
That's a good one.
I didn't know where he was going with that.
But you guys, you do, I got to say, Cadillac Groove, you guys do cater to special requests, because when I requested, I talked to Tom about doing the rap song, Bust a Move. He's going, I don't know, Vince. I don't know that we don't know that one. I go, well, it's pretty easy. Just key of E and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't even know you guys were going to do it.
Yeah, right.
Because when I finished Brown Eyed Girls, sang it and played it, I'm like, thanking you guys. Hey, thank you. You go, what do you? In fact, you came up and you go, Vince, where you going? You're grabbing me by the arm.
Yeah.
You got one more to do. And I go,
Yeah.
what song you doing? The rap song. And
Right.
oh yeah. So, see you guys.
Yeah, he wasn't going to do it, and I was
Hokey
like, "Oh no, we're doing this because you have no idea how long I rehearsed the you want it, you got it." Somebody had to do it, and it wasn't going to be Scott Evans with his "you want it" with that deep voice he's got over there. I practiced that in the shower so many times, my wife was ready to kill me. Baby, you got it. Yeah, it was just crazy.
I'll have to apologize to your wife for that. Sorry. But you nailed it, Mike. You nailed it.
We did it. No, that was a fun time. That was a good wedding. Man, what a small world. I'm so glad you guys are here doing this. This is great.
Yeah, this is awesome. And thank you again. We really appreciate the opportunity, because we're a newer band. We're trying to get the word out. We're trying to get some promotion. So hopefully everybody out in podcast land is going to be listening to this and just beating down the website for SouthtownSoulAndGroove.com. And
That's what it is. SouthtownSoulAndGroove.com. I've got it on the card right here.
Oh, look at there.
That's what you guys talk about it a little bit. So you guys have your website, right?
Have our website. We just got this going in January. So, I mean, we're, like I say, we're still in our infancy. And so we've...
last January.
Yeah.
Oh, this.
No,
yeah.
This just January. Yep. And then we also have a Facebook page, and you can either go straight to the Facebook page, or there's a link on the website that take you to Facebook page. And you saw we have some videos on there. We have our schedule on there, pictures about the band, and it's coming along. It's still, we're making it better, but, that was something I actually did the website. And Chad does the Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got to give him a shout out there. And then all those videos and stuff, we have some friends that I used to work with back in my old hospital days, and they have their own video company now, VidCat Creative. Megan and Sue, Megan's actually right here out of Lockport, and they come in and do our video stuff. But I said, maybe we might have to get them over here, Vince, and do something here.
Yeah.
Again,
nice. Yeah.
And then the Facebook page, we try to keep that up to date as much as we can, and starting to get a lot of followers now and a lot of likes, and so it's
Facebook is still the dominant social media platform. It is so much better than Twitter or what are the crazy kids?
Instagram.
Yeah. or whatever it is. It's so much better because you can do all the invites and everything. Make sure you put the links and stuff to your website and
It's
all
on there.
Because I searched, I saw a lot of videos online about you guys. There was only 2 on your website though.
Oh.
So go and scour through YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube is where I found your promo video. I think people are going to really like that, where you guys are actually talking.
It's on the website now.
Is it? Okay. Yeah.
It's on the website.
That was a really nice video. I actually like that. That was really
that group though, that Megan and Sue, they did that for us, and we shot that at Smokey Joe's. And
see, we keep moving on up. We went from Smokey Joe's video interview.
Yeah.
Now here we are at the Rock and Roll Museum here in Joliet doing a podcast with you guys. And speaking of which, we mentioned the room downstairs that you guys have a little, and I'm not even sure I understand all about it for playing, but we did, we got here a little bit early, and Ray graciously let us walk around, took us through the museum. This place is going to be awesome.
Yeah, well,
Absolutely incredible. What a wonderful location, and just to immortalize the rock and roll history of the area. Yep. And there's really nothing like it around here. I've been to the Musicians Hall of Fame down in Nashville, and I've been to Memphis, a couple other ones in New Orleans. But around here, this is going to be an absolute gem. And I guess it's not open yet, but it's. I'll tell you what, anybody out there listening, when the doors do open up, come on in, and they really have some neat stuff here.
Well, you never know. By the time this comes out, it might be open.
There you go.
Although they took this curtain down finally last week. I mean, this was blocked off, and that's the third floor, which second floor, which is going to be a performance venue.
The third floor is going to be performance. Second floor is going to be more exhibits.
Oh wow! Okay, wow. So it's 2 above us.
2 above us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So how come you only took us to the basement here? What's up with that? We got the main floor.
Nobody's allowed upstairs.
Nobody's allowed upstairs.
Yeah, that's hard hat area up there.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's allowed up there. So you guys, what I'm getting at, you guys play a lot at Smokey Joe's. You spent a lot of time there. So you must know the owner. Maybe he would like to do some sponsorship for the pod. Yeah. So if you talk to the guy, tell him that we're looking for sponsors, and we'd be happy to talk to him and see if he'd be interested.
That's right. Yeah. That'd be a good idea. We'd at least like to be able to buy guitar strings every once in a while.
Right. Exactly. Or a battery for my mouse here. I mean,
hey, next time I'll bring batteries with me. They'll be included.
Well, if you work something out for us to come and play here some night,
Paola is alive and well.
He might consider it.
No, definitely. We definitely would. Because you know what? Over there at Smokey Joe's, we work with a lot of musicians, a lot of bands. And so it's all, the good thing is we're all pulling a wagon together. It seems like, we've got a good relationship with Cadillac Groove and 5 guys named Mo. I booked them, and Jose and those guys. And it's just, it's just a good camaraderie thing. And then to have a location like this, yes, we would gladly support.
And really good food.
Yeah, they do. I was telling him. I mean, we've had lunch there a number of times, and one time we actually had breakfast because we went to go golf and it was raining. So we said, "We're not golfing. Let's go get breakfast." Because Jose said they got breakfast there. I'm like, "Really? They got breakfast?" And he's like, "Yeah,
sure."
It was really good. It was really good.
Well, thank you. And that rain dance, those rain dance lessons pay off because when business gets a little slow, I just go in the back and I go, all right, I got to put my headdress on and do a little rain dance over here. We got to drum up some business so we get the golfers that come in.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Now, I know here's kind of an off the wall question. Anything regarding original music?
No.
Okay.
Well, you never know.
Next. No.
You got 12 guys there. There might be somebody that's writing something.
Yeah. Not at this time.
Not yet. Yeah. But let's say not yet. Because that could come. We've been just trying to build our repertoire and just trying to get, did I say that word right?
Repertoire?
Yeah. One of those. Yeah.
So we're trying to build up the set list. That's even easier. So we're trying to build up the set list and refine it. We get, we play a few songs and we'll see what goes over, what doesn't. Something's kind of like, it was kind of like a fart in church. But we'll weed out some of the weaker songs. So that's what we're doing right now. But I could see sometime in the future getting to doing some original songs because there's several of us that write songs.
The other thing we're doing right now is that, anytime audience sees a 6-piece horn section, they'll go, how about Chicago? How about Blood, Sweat, and Tears?
Right.
How about, so, I've got a whole book of those charts. I've got a big Chicago medley. I've got, Blood, Sweat, and Tears stuff. It just takes a while to get to it.
Yeah.
And some of them are not real simple. They're tough. Mm-hmm. And, the guy's got to come in and read them. And then, you got to get them tight. And so it does take some time.
I have found that the typical people that will go out and see your band are not the typical people looking for just a 4-piece rock band someplace, in some bar somewhere. If they're going out to see you, they're making the effort because they want to see the horns. They want to hear that kind of music. And a lot of our set list is exactly that. It comes from people, and they're thinking of off the wall stuff, things that I don't wake up in the morning and think of. They'll say, "Hey, try this song, try that song," and then you think, "Oh my God, yeah, completely forgot about that band or this, or whatever." Yeah,
yeah. We do what you got? Ides of March, Vehicle. We do that one. We do those typical horn tunes. And then but we still just have to keep adding more because, like I said, we're still in the infancy.
Right.
But the neat thing is when we do play them, hearing that horn section live, it's just so powerful.
Right.
How much? How big of a set list you got now? 2-3 hours or something? Or
we've got 3 really good sets and probably a few more. Okay. And we try to when we try to play at least an hour and 15-minute set.
Right.
Okay. So, we don't do the typical 40 minutes, 45 minutes. We'll go hour and 15, hour and 20, and then take a little short break and then another one. Then usually the time we get, if we're doing like at his place, we do till like 8 to 11. Mm-hmm. And then, time that last set comes around, there's not a whole lot of, it's not a full set because it's time to go. But last gig we played over. We even played over. So,
I've done that before too. And I can't tell you how many managers have come up to us and said, you really got to keep your sets in an hour because, we got to have time to sell beer.
Yeah.
Because we used to do the same thing. We would go like an hour and 15, hour and 20, and then the next one would be like an hour, and then the final set would be like 40 minutes. Yeah. And they're like, no. You're cutting into our peak beer selling time here. You got,
it's amazing that you should say that. When I was back in the 70s, I was working in this show band. That one was called A Touch of Brass. There was 4 guys, but we all played horns and everything. And we were up in Wisconsin, and we were playing this resort. And it was a show band. So it was like, you play a dinner set, then you do an actual show. And the show was an hour and 10 minutes long. And the owners came and say, hey, you know what? You're mesmerized by you guys. They're not drinking. you gotta cut it.
Yeah.
Because it's, they're not drinking. And so I understand that.
Yeah. Or you got to jump them up and down so much that they start sweating and they're thirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, as you get older though, you won't have to worry. And you'll learn that, Mike. As you get older, you'll be like, well, you know what? I can't play much more than an hour because it's a potty break. I gotta go take a leak. I can't stay up here no more. I'm gonna pee my pants.
Oh man. Yeah, that happens too.
Yeah, you'll see. It comes.
Yeah. You know what I do. You know what I do to combat that?
What's that?
It depends.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. That'll work.
All right, I think we better get out of here.
I think so. I think this is going south.
It's time. It's time to drink bourbon, Ray.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. Bourbon's waiting.
Well, we want to thank our guests for coming out tonight. It was a pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
Nice getting to know the band.
Blast.
Appreciate it.
We'll
get out and see you soon.
Thank you, guys. We really appreciate the opportunity, and good luck with the museum here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it.
The Southside Soul Kings.
South Soul and Groove.
Soul and Groove.
There are no kings.
No kings.
No kings.
I combined the name of like 3 different bands.
You did.
I did. There was.
But that sounds very interesting. That's a big band.
That is a huge band.
That's a huge band.
12 people in the band. Wow.
12 people and a sound guy.
Yeah. But I totally get everything that they were talking about.
Sure.
I can identify with a large.
You're kind of like a
that.
Junior version of them.
I guess so. But we've been around longer though.
That's true. That's true.
Boy, that's great. I didn't know Vince was gonna be here. I got some history with him. It was fun to talk to him. So
that was very cool.
They're waiting for us next door.
Yeah, they are.
Bourbon Wednesday.
So with that, we're going to leave you this evening. Thanks once again for listening to the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast, where you can always catch our show. Also on the roadtorock.org radio station. put out by the museum, will be featured every Monday and Thursday evening at 7 p.m. One of our podcasts will be played. So check us out there too if you want. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next week.
The Rock and Roll Chicago podcast is edited by Paul Martin. Theme song courtesy of M&R Rush. The Rock and Roll Chicago podcast does not own the rights to any of the music heard on the show. The music is used to promote the guests that are featured.
Chicago.